Foreign Affairs Minister defends the integrity of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. New tonight, Fred Mitchell rebukes opposition criticism, urging support for the police amidst ongoing scrutiny. Plus, Americans react to the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Our Delvado Emmanuel gathers reactions and strong opinions on the near tragedy. Also, the legal community mourns the passing of renowned attorney Carlson Sherlin KC, the prominent criminal defense lawyer known for high-profile cases. Then in our news at 7:30, months of frequent power outages and water shortages push Eleuthera residents to their breaking point. Our Jasmine Brown captures the frustrations and challenges of those affected. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candido Knowles. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell defending the integrity of the Royal Bahamas Police Force amid ongoing questions. Mitchell telling Parliament there's no benefit in trashing the force and urged the opposition to stop. Bethany McDermott gets us started tonight.
Amid an ongoing probe into the Criminal Investigations Department of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell is warning against trashing the force amid the accusations that's taken the force by storm. Voice recordings that's made the rounds on social media have resulted in internal transfers at CID and saw its chief placed on leave. Mitchell says there will be a thorough investigation.
Our position is that the integrity of the Royal Bahamas Police Force must be protected, that we cannot trash the Royal Bahamas Police Force, that they understand the seriousness of this matter, and that there will be a thorough investigation, that where expertise is needed, that expertise will be called upon.
His comments came after the Free National Movement claimed Mitchell and Prime Minister Philip Davis were at odds over who should investigate the matter at CID. The parents of two murdered men have undoubtedly confirmed their sons' voices in the recordings, adding they were forewarned that the recordings would be released. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez says the matter will be thoroughly investigated.
We cannot, as public officials, participate in something which denigrates the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands suggested government request the participation of an international law enforcement agency in their investigation, adding a commission of inquiry may also be necessary. Mitchell previously said while outside expertise can help, it's not a commission of inquiry issue. The PLP chairman says the RBPF understands that the public is expecting a thorough investigation in this matter.
And we should support their work and then make sure that their integrity is protected as an institution and as a force.
Now, due to the sensitivity of this investigation, the police commissioner says he doesn't intend to give further comment on the matter. Now, we understand the Scotland Yard has been contacted to lend support to the police force. Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Thanks for that, Bethany. Well, just where were you this weekend when you heard the news? The assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump dominated the news cycle this weekend as analysts and observers tried to make sense of it all. Today, Delvado Emmanuel spoke to a few Americans, some with strong opinions on the near tragedy.
I feel it was rigged, and it's awful that somebody tried to kill him because I know he's going to win the election.
You read what you saw?
It's just the latest in a series of polarizing events gripping the American political landscape. These images of a near assassination of former President Trump flooded news cycles and online sites this weekend. The shooting just minutes into a campaign rally speech in Butler, Pennsylvania. The image of a bleeding and still defiant former president rushed away by Secret Service agents sets a new narrative.
Really made me upset for our kids, our future, and our grandkids, and the moving out of our country.
That it was not what this country's about. Our country.
I have a good heart, so I would not have wanted him to get hurt or possibly die, which didn't happen. However, I'm surprised that this particular incident just now happened and it didn't happen before.
The events in the run-up to the November election have set to draw the battle lines in what is shaping up to be the most divisive and rhetoric-filled U.S. election of our time.
I'm hoping Biden.
I like Biden, but I would like for him to walk away saying, I'm retired.
No, Biden. No, Biden.
I'm voting for Biden-Harris.
Why is that?
I vote Democrat down the ticket. For one, and for two, I believe in Biden's policies. I believe in what he wants to do for the next 4 years. I am bought into what he has done the last 4 years. I love Kamala Harris. I think she is a great vice president.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thank you for that, Delvado. We welcome Delvado to our on-air team. He joined our news several months ago. We're happy to welcome him to the on-air team. Well, a man accused of killing his 84-year-old mother is also accused of violating bail conditions. Prosecutors say 53-year-old Sean Lang failed to charge his electronic monitoring device 6 times from May to July. Lang, who was on bail for allegedly strangling his mother Pearl on March 7, 2022, admitted to not charging his device on July 7, but denied the other occasions. Senior Magistrate Shaka Seville set bail at $3,500, requiring him to wear an ankle bracelet and check in at a police station 3 times a week. His trial is set for October. The legal community mourning the passing of renowned attorney Carlson Sherlin Casey, whose death was reported last night. Sherlin was a prominent criminal defense lawyer, known for handling high-profile cases, including the 2009 extortion trial involving American actor John Travolta after his son's sudden death in Freeport. He also represented teacher Andre Barbal in a trial concerning alleged offenses against minors. Former Deputy Chief Magistrate Rengin Johnson fondly remembers Sherlin as a colorful character and friend.
He will be missed tremendously. And I'm also glad that during his life, he was actually granted the King's Counsel. And he was so happy with such a recognition given to him by his country. We shall all miss him, and God bless him. And my condolences and deep sympathy to his family and his friends.
And certainly we send those same condolences to his family. The Water and Sewage Corporation is finally tackling the persistent water shortages plaguing Eleuthera. From Gregorytown in the north to Savannah Sound further south, residents have endured weeks of unreliable water supply, with some going without water for extended periods and expressing frustration. Operations Manager at WSNC, Montgomery Miller, offering apologies for the inconvenience and assures residents the corporation is diligently working towards ensuring stable and dependable water for all on Eleuthera.
We have actively been managing the situation, seeking to improve and stabilize the water production. And there's a lot of effort being placed in the storage aspect of things to make sure that there's more resilience in the event. Of course, mechanical failures are anticipated, they will happen. And so a key component of this is beefing up our storage so that there's adequate time in between loss of storage, loss of supply, so that there's time to bring the systems back up. But we are actively addressing that situation.
All right, and coming up in our news at 7:30, our Jasmine Brown traveled to the Northern Island where she captured the frustration of Eleuthera residents who say they are at their breaking point with the consistent power and water issues. We'll get to that in just a bit, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center. Greg?
Being without water and light, it's a serious thing. So.
It is certainly no fun.
Yeah.
Water and light?
Both? No. Well, we're hoping that they get that solved quickly.
Certainly.
Warm day around the islands, and you need the water, liquid water, to get this heat off of our systems. 86 degrees is our current temperature outside the studios. Few clouds. Have a little bit of a breeze. East winds at 40 miles per hour, but it is still feeling like a very warm and humid 96 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 86s in Freeport, Allenstown, Bimini, Nicholstown, Andros, Great Harbor Key here in the capital. Pair of 85s in Marsh Harbor, Abercorn, and in Governor's Harbor. Central Bahamas, 86 in Kemps Bay, Georgetown. We pick up some 85s, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Town, San Salvador, and in Deadman's Key, and into the Southeast Bahamas. 85s, most locations. Exception being Matthewtown, 86, and our neighbors to the southeast, Tricks and Caicos Islands, you guys are 88 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, quiet across area, ridge of high pressure in charge, dry air mass in place, and it's limiting the shower and clouds across the area. We do have an upper level system that's spinning out there just to the east of the Bahamas. That will get a little closer to us by the mid to end of the week. That should increase our shower chances, and we also have some Saharan dust that's going to be moving across us by that time frame. So it's going to get a little hazy for the weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. So look at your extended forecast is still coming.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, the wait is over. The Bahamas Olympic Committee officially naming the athletes representing the country at the Paris Olympics. Plus, Ronaldo Dorset and John Mark Nutt are up with your first look at sports when our news returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I right here on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Blue Chip Athletics Throwing Club looking for the next big names this week. Plus, Chavez Young in action with Kansas City's Monarchs in pro baseball. Here now is Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Blue Chip Athletics Throwers Club is on a talent search. With names like Keyshawn Strawn, Remo Otabor, Diore Scott, and Tasha Stubbs, the club has established itself as one of the premier pipelines for throwing talent and looks to add more names to that list. The club is hosting a free clinic all week at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Wherever there's pro baseball to be played, Chavez Young will find it. Young signed with the Kansas City Monarchs of the American Professional Baseball League and has had an impact on the field.
Minor leagues, Puerto Rico, Australia, Great Britain, doesn't matter. Chavez Young about to be on the field. Chris Brown projects to be the next Bahamian star on the prep basketball circuit.
Not the track and field one or the singing one.
Thank you, John. Brown was a member of the under-15 junior national team in 2022 that participated at the Central Basket in Puerto Rico and currently plays for Dream City Christian in Arizona.
Looking ahead to the remainder of the week, the Peace on the Street tournament is underway and Corporate Bahamas continues to step up.
IOP is really happy and pleased once again, our second year to be on board as the sponsor for the slam dunk competition. Again, Peace on the Street is rooted in community. It's all about community. It's all about gearing the younger folks towards positivity.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more. Back to the studio.
All right, thanks so much for that, guys. Well, the wait is over. The Bahamas Olympic Committee officially naming Team Bahamas for the Paris Olympics tonight. The thrilling announcement expected to be made earlier this evening at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. Our Sasha Lightbourne is there live for us tonight. Sasha, what can you tell us?
Kendino, yes, we are here at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium, where just moments ago, BOC President, Mr. Romel Knowles, would have made the announcement. Now, we have 18 track and field athletes and 2 aquatics athletes. Now, some of those names I'm going to go through. I can't go through all. Anton Andrews, he would have qualified in the 110 meters hurdles. We have Denisha Cartwright. We have Devin Charlton. We have Stephen Gardner. We have Terrence Jones. We have Ian Kerr. We have Ken Mullings, the very first Bahamian to ever qualify for the decathlon. We have Rima Otterboer. We have Alonzo Russell, and so many more names that you'll be able to see on the Our News social media pages. But the big announcement tonight, 16-year-old Shania Adderley will indeed be on Team Bahamas when they head to Paris for the Olympics, which are scheduled to begin on July 30. Well, the opening ceremonies are actually on July 26th. Now, I have the president here, Mr. Knowles. Mr. Knowles, I know we did a story with B3A's president, Tramiko Archer, about Shania not being on the team. Today, I asked you, was it an executive decision? Talk to me about how Shania made this team.
Well, first of all, the Bahamas Olympic Committee is the organization responsible for the Olympics. We received recommendations from the B3As, from Mr. Archer, and it's our decision to make. There's 2 ways for athletes to qualify, actually. There's either you make the Olympic qualifying standard, or you have a world leading time. All of the athletes on the relay teams had neither. And so the discretion was ours to make in terms of who will represent the Bahamas on the mixed relay team.
All right, so you heard it from Mr. Knowles. The BOC made an executive decision. Shania Adderley, Grand Bahamian, 16-year-old, probably the youngest Bahamian ever.
Look, I mean, and she earned that. She earned to be on the team. She is 16 years old, and perhaps it's historic. I don't think we've ever in the history of the Bahamas had a 16-year-old earn their way to the Olympic Games. And we're very proud of that.
And Mr. Knowles actually gave us a very emotional story. He told us his 13-year-old told him that if Shania wasn't on the team, she would not run track anymore.
She was there that night, and along with all of her schoolmates from QC, and I suspect their friends from SAC and all over the Bahamas, all over New Providence. And they went there to watch the World Relays because they do track. And on the clear blue sky, not understanding what my role is in the BOC, or that I have any influence at all, she said, Daddy, we was having a conversation. Is Shania going or not? And I said, I don't know, Ashley. And she said, well, if they don't take Shania to the Olympics, Daddy, me and my friends, we quit track. I never imagined how this 16-year-old girl, the impact she have on that sport already for all these young people, and I can tell you perhaps throughout the country, who look up to her as a national hero. And the victim, white light victim, whatever it is, she earned that. And so we're very proud to welcome her to the team and make history for the Bahamas during the Olympic Games.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Knowles. There you have it. You heard it first from BOC President himself, Shania Adderley, out of Grand Bahama, just 16 years old, who was a part of that team at the World Athletics back in May. She has booked her ticket to Paris. We also have 2 aquatics members, Lamar Taylor and Renishka Gibbs. You all know I have a soft heart when it comes to swimming. They will also be on that team. We are still here. We're having some fun. The actual naming ceremony has concluded. They got off to a quick start and ran straight through, and we got the information. So make sure you stay tuned to Our News tomorrow and all of our social media platforms, where we will give you a full list of all of the athletes, as well as the coaches, the chef de mission, and we will tell you what's next. Back to you in studio, Kendino.
All right, thanks so much, Sasha. But before you go, did you get a chance to see Shania?
So a lot of the athletes aren't here. We did get to see Ken Mullings. He was here. He told me, Sasha, I wouldn't miss this for the world. He wants to be to every event the BOC has from here on out. And I did ask, Mr. Knowles, whether we're going to have a pep rally. But a lot of the athletes, as you may or may not know, a lot of them don't reside and train here in the Bahamas. So there won't be any official events to send off the team. We're just ready for them to hit the track, hit the pool, and get ready to cheer on Team Bahamas. But no, Shania was not here. We're going to try again and contact with her between this evening and tonight.
She had another engagement, otherwise she would have been here.
So Mr. Knowles is telling me she had another engagement, otherwise she would have been here tonight.
Yeah,
but we'll make sure I get her comments and her reaction, Kendino, as soon as we are able to.
Certainly. Thank you so much for that, Sasha. It's an extraordinary accomplishment. 16-year-old Shania Adderley, she will be part of Team Bahamas. Thank you so much for that, our Sasha Lightborn reporting for us live tonight from the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium, where Team Bahamas has officially been named. They are headed to Paris. Thanks so much for that, Sasha. Stay with us. Our news is back in a moment. When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as new details emerge in the Trump assassination attempt investigation. This as Republicans formally nominate Trump as the 2024 choice for president. And experts warning about Amazon Prime Day, calling it a big event for scammers. What you need to know when our news returns.
It's
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. FBI investigators continue to search for the motive behind a 20-year-old Pennsylvania man's attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump after conducting over 100 interviews, searching the suspect's home and vehicle, and accessing his cell phone. FBI Director Christopher Wray called the attempt an attack on democracy. The suspect, Thomas Matthew Crooks, had reportedly asked to borrow his father's AR-15 style rifle, which he used in the attempt, and had previously purchased ammunition. Homeland Security is investigating how Crooks obtained a clear shot at Trump. Both the FBI and Homeland Security now warn of potential retaliatory acts by domestic violent extremists. Meanwhile, former President Trump was officially nominated for the presidency at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee on Monday. Trump, set to deliver his acceptance speech on July 18th, is reportedly aiming to emphasize national unity over partisan divides in light of recent events. He selected J.D. Vance as his running mate, elevating the Ohio senator known for his staunch defense of Trump despite previous criticisms.
This is an endeavor to make America great again! So here we go. It is my honor to nominate Donald J. Trump for the office of President of the United States!
And as Amazon Prime Day kicks off, experts warn of increased scam activity targeting online shoppers. The Better Business Bureau advises vigilance against phishing emails, fake websites, and deceptive social media ads that spike during these major sales events. Reports indicate a rise in fraudulent Amazon-associated websites, prompting caution from cybersecurity firms. Amazon itself cautions shoppers to verify messages and purchases through its official channels, as scammers often exploit Prime membership claims and order confirmations. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was July 16. Then in our news at 7:30, power woes on Eleuthera come back into focus as BPL says it's working hard to fix the problems. And the former Prime Minister advocates for the recreational use of marijuana. When our news returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here, whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun. Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
On this day in Bahamian history in 1904, Clarence A. Bain was born in Love Hill, Andros. He became a politician, member of parliament, cabinet minister, and civil rights activist. Educated at Calabash Bay Public School, the Historical Society notes he later moved to the United States, where he witnessed racial segregation and the civil rights movement. Returning to the Bahamas in 1954, Bain joined the civil rights struggle. In 1956, he won the Andros and Berry Islands constituency seat as a Progressive Liberal Party member, serving until 1971. He coined the famous quote, "If you can't fish, cut bait. If you can't cut bait, get the hell out of the boat." Bain passed away on July 14, 1971 at age 66. The Clarence A. Bain Building on University Drive, New Providence, and the Clarence A. Bain Airport in Mangrove Key, Andros, are named in his honor. And in 2020, the Ministry of Health confirmed 5 new COVID-19 cases, 3 on Grand Bahama and 2 on New Providence. These new cases brought the total to 124, with 89 in New Providence and 21 on Grand Bahama. Only 3 people were hospitalized at the time. All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That does it for us in News at 7. Marlena Leonard is up now with the latest headlines. Marlena?
Thanks, Ken. Well, we're looking at power woes on Eleuthera coming back into focus, and the former Prime Minister advocates for legalizing the recreational use of marijuana. Here are your latest headlines.
Tonight on Our News. First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, Our News on the ground in Eleuthera, as residents say they're at their breaking point with constant power and water failures. This as BPL issues a statement hoping to explain their efforts to solve the power problems. And taking things a step further, former Prime Minister Dr. Minnis suggesting government go beyond the introduction of medical marijuana and approve the drug for recreational use. Plus, after months in hospital, a young man seriously injured in a traffic accident has passed away. Tonight, we hear from his mother. And later, our Emerging Bahamian series continues tonight as Sasha Lightbourne interviews an up-and-coming young Bahamian athlete. All that and more when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
Well, what you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house of building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard. Imagine experiencing months of power outages that happen not once, but several times a day, coupled with days without water. For thousands of Eleuthera residents, it's a harsh and daily reality. Our Jasmine Brown was on the Northern Island where she spoke to residents who say they're at their breaking point.
Eleuthera is known for its beautiful scenery and peaceful communities, but residents here have been living a nightmare over the last few months, and that's due to constant disruptions with power and water supplies.
It's constantly off. It is unfair. I have a business. If you come into my coffee shop and you get a sandwich and it tastes bad, I got to give you something back. Where the hell is my something back? The whole Bahamas, all of Eleuthera needs something back. We are Inland Revenue just put a big friggin' office in Governor's Harbor proper. They come up in my shop with a big task force. Where's this? Where's that? How's your taxes? Where's the light? Where's the water?
That's the Perk coffee shop owner and chef Horatio Smith venting about the ongoing utility issues on that island. And it hasn't gone unnoticed by even the island's youngest residents, including Smith's toddler daughter.
Power off and it was off when it was on again.
Just an hour after landing on the island that morning, and moments before our first interview with Office General owner Juanita Pinder just after 9 a.m., the power went out, plunging her store full of customers into darkness. Over the next 4 hours, it would go off and on at least 4 times.
We pay for this power. Electricity is not given to us free. And so when you pay for something, you expect service.
And she's not the only one who feels that way. Owner of Glass Window Studios, Eric Wallace, says Eleuthera residents need to be more vocal.
The only way to get change is to continuously advocate for that change. We can't expect for the government to come in and save us or whatever. We have to be the change that we want to see.
Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweeting has said government is committed to doing whatever it needs to fix challenges with utilities on the island, with no short-term fix in sight. Owner of Villa Alamanda and architect John McCarty says many residents are going the extra mile and installing generators and water tanks.
Those two things, we try to incorporate to have, at our property, and it has helped a whole lot.
Reporting for Our News from Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Amid ongoing power issues in Eleuthera, Bahamas Power and Light releasing a statement on Monday evening detailing what led to the outages across the island. The statement said the outage on mainland Eleuthera between Rainbow Bay and Savannah Sound was due to low voltage. Over in Harbor Island, BPL says power cuts were prompted by 2 generation units failing. The statement from BPL followed a day of load shedding, with customers experiencing power outages of several hours at a time. The power company apologized for the inconvenience and said they're working to make the situation better by commissioning temporary generators at Hatchet Bay Power Plant, completing a transmission line to stabilize supply in North Eleuthera, and installing new generators at the Harbor Island Power Station. Well, as Parliament debated bills to legalize medicinal marijuana, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis believes the Davis administration should legalize cannabis for recreational use. While he agrees with medicinal use, Dr. Minnis says he believes the government should go a step further. Parliament was debating a package of legislation that will include the creation of a controlled system for cannabis use for medical and religious purposes.
We should consider alcohol and cannabis in similar terms. Both may be used recreationally. In moderation, they can be used responsibly. However, abuse can lead to health and behavioral problems. It is time, Mr. Deputy, that we legalize it and allow people to make their own decisions on its use.
The move cannabis from the list of dangerous drugs and allow for the expungement of records for individuals convicted of the possession of 30 grams or less of marijuana. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville says the medical cannabis will not be used for children, teenagers, and pregnant women, except for in special situations. The legislation will also allow the Rastafarian community to use marijuana as a sacrament. In making his case, the former Prime Minister says responsible adults should be allowed to make their own decisions.
We should not continue to criminalize cannabis in this day and age. We must allow consulting adults to make their own choices. When we pass this law, the police would still be able to accost someone in possession of a small amount of cannabis who did not get it via this law. We do not need the police to bother people who want to smoke cannabis. The police have more important work than that to do.
Well, we've certainly been feeling the heat the past couple of days in the capital. Here to tell us if the heat is expected to hold is meteorologist Greg Thompson in the Weather Center for your first look at weather. Greg?
Yeah, that heat is going to hold. We actually have a heat advisory in place for the entire chain of islands with triple-digit indices. So we're asking you, if you plan on being on the outdoors or doing anything there, make sure you dress appropriately and drink lots of water. The heat is still with us this evening, 85 degrees, few clouds. East winds at 16 miles per hour. Your field strike temperature very warm, 96 degrees on the outside. Satellite radar composite showing high pressure ridge in charge. Dry air mass in place. You have some spotty showers across some of the chain of islands, but all in all, that high pressure will remain with us for the next several days. We do have some Saharan dust expected getting here by the end of the week, and that upper level low should get close enough for us to get some showers to relieve us from some of that heat. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, we hear from the mother of a young man who sadly passed away after months in hospital following a serious traffic accident. Plus, Miss Universe takes the Bahamas. It's all part of the Miss Universe Global Tour. Our Danielle Miller has the story on her trip and how our very own Miss Universe Bahamas played her part in the visit. And later, the Emerging Bahamian series continues as our Sasha Lightbourne interviews a young Bahamian athlete making waves in the world of sports when Our News returns.
A sad update to a story we first brought you in February. Trey Ferguson, the son of former One Family Junk Canoe Group leader Christina Fernander, has died. He passed away on Sunday after spending months in hospital. Our Joshua Williams spoke to his mom today about how she's coping with the loss.
There are so many happy memories that I will always have and cherish with me as long as I live.
In the midst of pain and grief, Christina Muffin Fernander is celebrating the life her son lived. It's a story our news followed from the start. Early on February 11th, her 21-year-old son did not come home. A Good Samaritan found him on the side of the road in a wrecked car, later taking him to hospital. Trey unfortunately passed away on Sunday, nearly 6 months after the accident. Fernander telling us she's coping by looking back on the good times.
He was my last born. And after his brother passed, it was just he and I. He was a quiet, humble soul. No problems. I could never say that I had to be called in for one incident with him throughout his entire life. But I do have a lot of happy memories.
Fernander is well known in the Junkanoo community and is the former leader of the One Family organization. She says the cultural expression was also Trey's passion.
I got him involved in Junkanoo with myself, and so we spent a lot of times in the shack. We spent a lot of times costuming. Actually, we spent a lot of times together. I was his boss lady, and I called him my boss man.
For months, his mother pleaded for financial assistance to help Trey get medical care in the United States. Tragically, just 2 days before his death, they got the funds they needed. She says she's grateful for all the support she's received.
The Junkanoo community, family, friends, persons I don't know, persons from around the world, prayer groups, the strangers that I came into contact with, persons at the hospital who supported and prayed for him, the nurses, the staff, Dr. Davel, Minister LaRota.
The family plans on funeralizing Trey at the St. Francis Xavier Cathedral here on West Street. That date and time to be announced later. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When Our News comes back from the break, our Danielle Miller tells the story of the reigning Miss Universe on her first visit to the Bahamas as part of the Miss Universe World Tour.
Coming up in sports, Blue Chip Athletics Throwers Club is on a talent search to find the next generation of stars on the field.
And speaking of sports, our Sasha Lightbourne interviews a young Bahamian track and field star making waves in the world of sports, all part of our Emerging Bahamian series. The story when Our News returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
this video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you live?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Field events have risen to the forefront in Bahamian athletics recently, and Blue Chip Athletics looks to continue that development by finding more diamonds in the rough. The club is hosting a week-long Javelin throwers camp at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, along with the Norwegian Cruise Line. Blue Chip Athletics have produced several national record holders, and head coach Corrington Maycock looks to continue that trend. Campers have an opportunity to learn from two of the leading javelin throwers in the country, Diore Scott and Tasha Stubbs.
Well, they want to get into it fast. They want to rush into it and just go out and throw hard. But we've been trying to teach them that it's not about, like, you can't just go out and throw hard right away. You have to figure out the technique. So we're slowly giving them the techniques that they need to be able to build up to that point to be able to throw far.
Well, javelin is a very technical sport, so it takes a lot of technique, a lot of drills, a lot of exercises, stretches, things like that. So for the first 2 days, we've mainly been doing the basics, things that translate all the time into the throw. So we've been trying to lock that down with them, not only about just throwing it far.
Scott is a Carifta Games gold medalist and national record holder, while Stubbs, also a Carifta Games medalist, is headed for the World Under-20 Championships next month. Both athletes have committed to the University of Lincoln, Nebraska, where Blue Chip alumni Rima Otebo recently set a new NCAA record and qualified for the Paris Olympics. The camp is free of charge for all attendees and runs through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Chavez Young made the move to independent baseball and signed with the Kansas City Monarchs. In his Monarchs debut, Young delivered a bases-loaded 2-out, 2 RBI double in the Monarchs' 10-7 win over the Lincoln Salt Dogs. The Monarchs are a member of the American Association of Professional Baseball, which is an MLB partnered league. The 27-year-old joins Kansas City after spending the season with the Nashville Sounds, the AAA affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. He logged 18 RBI and scored 25 runs for the Sounds. Signed by the Toronto Blue Jays in 2017, Young has also played for the Pittsburgh Pirates organization and has reached the AAA level with all 3 franchises. Young has also participated for Team Great Britain in their historic run at the 2023 World Baseball Classic.
Another Bahamian prospect in the pipeline is already projected to be one of the top players in American prep basketball. Chris Brown Jr. was ranked number 13 among centers for the class of 2027 by ESPN. Brown is currently at Dream City Christian in Phoenix, Arizona. On the AAU circuit, he played with the Gulf Coast Blue Chips, where the team finished 7-0 last weekend in Atlanta at the Under Armour Association Session 3. At the national team level, he played for the Under 15 team that participated in the Central Basket Championships in Puerto Rico. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. I'm Ronaldo. That's John.
How far do you think I throw a javelin?
Back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, Danielle Miller takes us along as Miss Universe visits the Bahamas as part of her world tour. The beauty queen even taking the time to stop and meet one of our youngest pageant queens, Little Miss Bain in Grantstown. Stay tuned.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here, whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun. Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Welcome back to Our News. The Bahamas, the latest stop on the Miss Universe Global Tour. The reigning Miss Universe Shanice Palacios welcomed on her very first trip to the Bahamas by the reigning Miss Bahamas Universe. Our Danielle Miller was there to capture the moment.
On the heels of the country's independence, we have a gorgeous guest visiting our shores, and she is none other than Miss Universe.
Miss Universe, Shanice Palacios, is touring the world, and she recently unpacked her bags here in the Bahamas, eager to take in the sun, sand, and sea.
I'm so excited. I can wait to meet more about Bahamas. It's the first time that I'm here, but I'm sure that it's gonna be the list.
A parade of beauty showed up for the planned meet and greet at the British Colonial, including current and past title holders. Among them, Little Miss Spain and Grantstown, Gadget Ramsey.
I feel so happy meeting Miss Universe because I took a lot of pictures with her and I just was so happy.
As Miss Universe and her delegation waved goodbye on Sunday, the reigning Miss Universe Bahamas, Sylvanique Wright, called her visit as a testament to her divine alignment.
As many people know, I have competed 4 times to get to this point. I don't think that anything is by chance, so I'm happy to be that person, that queen that's hosting Miss Universe while she's here in the Bahamas.
For more stories like this, and the latest updates on news and entertainment, along with exclusive content, follow us on your favorite social media platform. Just look for Our News Bahamas. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Well, let's just to finish with the extended forecast. We are still under a heat advisory for the entire chain of islands. Triple-digit indices expected for the next couple of days as the ridge of high pressure continues to dominate our weather. We do expect a slight increase in some moisture. That's courtesy of an upper level low that's spinning out there. That should get near us by the end of the week. We also have some Saharan dust moving in, so if you have any respiratory issues, you may want to take precautions during that time frame. The rest of the tropics, quiet. We have a couple of tropical waves over the tropical belt, not showing much in terms of any organization. The Caribbean, quiet, as well as the Gulf of Mexico, and of course, we like it that way, and July is really a quiet month for us. Future forecast, couple of isolated showers in the forecast. By Wednesday, Thursday, we expect that upper level low to get closer to us, and by the end of the week, we expect conditions to be getting a little wetter, so some showers will be in the forecast during that time frame. Boating forecast, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. In the central and southeastern islands, caution fly for you guys down there. Easterly winds 15 knots, seas running 3 to 5 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll have some spotty showers. We increase that Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend as that upper level low gets near us, but temperatures will stay rather toasty, expecting them to stay in the 90s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
He's the youngest in our lineup of emerging Bahamians featured in our upcoming Independence special.
Independence means a lot to me, so just the time that as a country, Bahamas, a time to celebrate, enjoy ourselves, eat our food, our good dishes.
Crab and rice.
All day.
Track and field athlete Keyshawn Strawn competes in the javelin throw and holds the national record in the sport. Despite not qualifying for the Paris Olympics, this 20-year-old rising star is determined to leave his mark on Bahamian athletics. Awarded first team All-American honors, Strawn has big Olympic dreams. In our upcoming show, we delve into his journey and ambitions. While walking the track at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, we got an intimate look at the proud Andros native, revealing a different side as he answered questions like,
if you could compete in any other sport, what would it be and why?
Definitely high jump.
High jump?
Definitely.
You got the height?
Yeah, I got the height. I just love high jump. High jump and hammer, but mainly high jump.
Why high jump?
Because it just seeing everybody fly over the bar, sometimes you won't feel like Michael Jordan, Yeah.
Now, if you had to come outside of the realm of track and field, give me the sport you think you'd be good with.
Basketball.
Okay.
I used to play it in primary school until high school, but then competition started getting stiff,
Okay.
Everybody started
getting good.
Yeah, so that's just let that go, but it's definitely basketball.
We also explored his Bahamian heritage, learning about his favorite local dishes, the beaches on Andros he loves, and what makes him truly Bahamian.
What makes Keyshawn the man quintessentially Bahamian? What's that thing that makes you a Bahamian?
Tune in on July 23rd to discover his answers and much more as we honor his contributions to nation building for the next 50 years and beyond. Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Thanks for that, Sasha. I'm really enjoying all of these stories and can't wait to see the full show. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Marlena Leonard. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.